going back to like the olden times where they're making movies, and you had this people, actors and actresses. Do you think it was the same back then as well? Like, or I don't know. My question more is like, has there been a lot of people being drawn into this industry who has these certain, kind of problems? I wouldn't say problems, matters that are happening to them, being drawn into this industry because it's a part of, I don't know, an expression. It's part of a therapy or something, and it just kind of vacuums all these people into it.
I mean, what you're dealing with now is the arts as we know it today is at a major crossroads of trying to figure out whether it wants to go down the route of visibility or it wants to go down the route of credibility. And in just as recent as last week, I think Scorsese did a big op-ed in New York Times about how much he has a disdain for Marvel films because he does not consider them cinema.
Right.
He considers the people who make them cinema. He considers the artists, the actors, the directors, the story writers. They're all artists, but because they're part of this grandiose machine, the entertainment industrial complex, what happens is it's created a homogenization of the arts, and then therefore to him, it's not cinema because it's not making you think at all. It's not making. It's not designed to make you feel. It's like a basic. He called it like basically it's a Disney-fication or the theme park version of films.
Right. I see.
And so that's the visibility aspect of things. And then you've got your Scorseses, you've got your David O. Russells, you've got these other filmmakers who don't have access to the Mouse House kind of funding, who don't want to make your next big superhero something or other, who want to make these films with perhaps a message, with perhaps some of that grit, perhaps highlighting people on the fringes of society. And to me, there's a credibility in that, but then within that credible nature of things, you don't have the commercial powerhouse of the visibility of big branding. And then the big branding doesn't necessarily have the credibility of... Right. Do you know what I mean? So then what you're dealing with is where do you draw that line? Can both coexist? I think both can coexist.
Yeah.
The question is, can we allow an environment where these people can borrow from these people can borrow from these people so that they can find a way to create almost a new form of cinema where even now when we're seeing the democratization of the arts where you've got your content creators, your YouTube people, your Vimeo, your TikTokers, whatever you call them, is quite clearly they're buying into, I want to be a star, I want to make a quick buck, I want to be visible because I just released a 7-second video every day for the next 10 days, whatever it is how can we ensure that with the ability to be visible, we're not just putting more dross and crap out into the system?
Right.
Can we find a way to, now that everyone has a way of putting work out there, that eventually this work can evolve and elevate into something that has a message behind it, a proper intention behind it, I want to be a star, I want to be the next whatever it is. And that's tough. That's tough to balance.
Future Design Podcast.